Hello and welcome to week 10 of digital and social media marketing. This week we'll be looking at online reputation management. So we're going to cover off a few things. First we're going to look at a quick introduction. We're going to look at monitoring brands, responding to negative content, and then creating positive content. So the learning objectives for this week are first of all to identify actions a company can take to address negative criticism online, but then also determine worthwhile actions to increase a company's positive online content. So let's first of all look at what online reputation management is. So this refers to the public perception of an individual, a brand, or an organization that exists in the digital space. And the reputation is a person's attitude or their opinion of that particular thing, right? So online reputation management then, or sometimes called ORM, is the process of monitoring, influencing, and managing an organization's reputation online. And it's the practice of increasing the visibility of both positive information, so positive messages about our organization, but then also managing or minimizing the negative information about our business online. So let's then think about what ORM is in the ethical sense. So online reputation management is not about avoiding responsibility for bad business practice. So you don't think, oh cool, we learned how to do online reputation management now, we can do business in a dodgy way and we can just offset the negative impacts of business by doing online reputation management. Doesn't work that way at all. So the first thing that we need to do is, if you want a good reputation, you need to do good things to get good reputation, right? So that's not going to offset that. But businesses should also use the feedback that we get from online to continually improve our market offerings. So if your customers are complaining about something, that's an indication that that's a thing that you need to fix, all right? So, and if you continue not to fix it, well then you're not going to address those complaints and your business isn't going to be sustainable in the long run. So online reputation management is used to turn customer complaints into satisfaction and loyalty. Now, there's a whole field of research called service recovery about how we do that, about turning dissatisfied customers into satisfied customers. For this unit, we're not going to be focusing too much on that, although it's quite an exciting topic. We're mainly focusing on this from a digital marketing perspective. So then let's look at the first thing is about monitoring brands online. So when we have a business online, have an online presence, people are going to talk about our brand, we're going to talk about our products, they're going to talk about our service, our people, all that sort of stuff. And that can happen on many different sites, many different like websites and blogs and stuff like that. So this includes online reviews, directories where you can search for, if you go, I want blinds or curtains in my house, I'm going to look for all the businesses that provide that within my area. Social media sites, of course, the idea of those is to facilitate conversations. Wikipedia, so sometimes people post content there. Wikipedia is actually pretty good these days about because it's quite a large user group. So if someone posts defamatory, we've tried this out, not defamatory, but negative comments on there, they tend to get deleted pretty quickly. Blogs, which are where businesses will post things on there, but also post what's happening, like a log, a web log of what they're doing, but also individuals, they might be traveling around Australia and do a blog, or they might be a specialist interest in consumer products, so just say vacuum cleaners or something like that, and they'll continue to review those and post their findings online. And then forums, etc. So there's lots of different places. Now it's impossible for businesses to monitor all of these online sites at the same time, and especially everything that's being said on there. It's practically impossible, right? So software tools can then be used that monitor content that are published publicly online. And the way that this works is this monitoring software scans the internet for online reviews. So it's like a search engine type thing, and just continually search for those key phrases that we put in there. These tools crawl the web looking specifically for brand mentions, and also some of them do like when people change content on their website as well. So some software focus specifically on social media networks, while others will scan the whole internet. So It really depends on what you're interested in what products you're going to use. So businesses can enter the keywords that they want to monitor, such as their brand name, their products, their trademarks, and even the employee names of key personalities within the business. Now, the monitoring software can also be used to monitor competitors' brands. So you put your own business name in there, but you can also monitor, like a competitor and see what customers are complaining about for their businesses, because that's going to give you an indication of what the market's doing as well. Because if they're competitors and complaining about a certain thing, that might be where you have a key advantage over your competitors, right? Also, industry news, regulations and laws, business customers. So if you have a key customer, like if you're doing business to business, and you have several key customers, you might want to monitor what people are saying about your customers as well, because that gives you an idea of how that's going to impact your business, and more. So it's technically, you can do lots of different things, so it just has to be relevant to your business and what you want to know. So the more words that you actually monitored, the more data that needs to be analysed. So you don't want to go, oh, this is cool, I can monitor heaps of things, and you put, a lot of keywords in there, and the software programming is automated, it's artificial intelligence. It'll continue to do that, and it'll just swamp you with email alerts. And I've been involved in this to a certain extent, where your account just getting spammed, boom, 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 like your email account's just getting spammed. Like here's a mention, here's a mention, here's a mention. And you're like, well, there's too much. So you get so much information that doesn't actually be meaningful anymore. You can't actually do anything with it. So you've got to find that right balance of catching enough things that are being said online about your business or the business that you're managing, but not too much where you just don't have the time or the resources to deal with it. Now, if digital marketers cannot keep up with monitoring alerts, they'll need to focus on the most important words. Alright, now let's have a look at Google Alerts. So Google Alerts is a free account, and you guys can do this right now. You just type in, I don't have the website in there, you just type in Google Alerts, and then you will come up with you can search for you can even monitor your own name or what businesses you're managing or even business that you're interested in. And it sends an email notification when the monitoring software detects new results. So it's just constantly, it's basically a Google search that just gets done for you automatically. This includes new web pages, newspaper articles, blogs, and scientific research as well. And there you go, you can say how often you want it done, so what word you want to. So this one's my company, which obviously you wouldn't do, but you go what your company name is, how often you want it to be searched, what sources. So this one lets it do it automatically. Languages, so if you are an English company, like only in Australia, you don't need to scan other languages. But if you're a multinational, international company, you might want to be thinking about, not just English, but what are people saying in Indonesian or other languages as well. This service sends email notifications when the monitoring software detects new results, and this includes web pages, news articles, blogs, and scientific research. Alright, so now we want to also monitor the search engine results page. So businesses should also monitor what's happening on their search engine results page for specific search terms. Now, there's a little caveat here because we learned already about cookies and web browsing and user profiles and stuff like that. So I've gone to a different, so if I search for UTAS on my Google account, I'm signed into my web browser. So it's going to send, my search results going to be very customized to me because I go to the UTAS website a lot. So it goes, oh, you want to go to Milo or blah, blah, blah. So it's not going to be very indicative. But if you go to so I did this in Bing and I did it in an anonymous search, like private searching, and then just to give an indication what other people might see when they search for UTAS here. So this gives us an idea of what they see. Now, look for other related search results that are relevant to the business as well, but we just want to focus on UTAS for a bit. So when we search for UTAS, it comes up with the wrong Facebook account, so that's not linked to the Facebook account at all. I'm not sure why Bing thinks this is the UTAS one. And it's also showing that it's closed when it's on a Friday afternoon, and it's not closed. And it comes up with critic reviews on there. So when someone searches for UTAS, the search engine results page is not only has got misinformation on there, but it's got critical information on there as well. So if I was doing the digital marketing for UTAS, that's something I'll be looking at and fixing, and we're going to show you how to do that in a sec. But the idea of it is that you look for, search for your products anonymously so you can see what other people are seeing, but then also other universities or other products or other competitors or other products offerings that are in the market as well. Alright, so that's it for this one. Now we're going to look at responding to negative content.